What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Get Sharp, where I sharpen your knives. Today marks the end of the Indonesian Machete Trilogy. This will be my third time filming. It's been a little project I've been working on for my father-in-law. This is his blade once again, and hasn't had much love or attention for many years. And yeah, such a unique piece, you know. Only one place you could have got this thing, and that was somewhere in Indonesia. I think Jakarta, back in the 90s. And here it is today in my hands. Really cool. Anyhow, quick recap. In the last videos, video 1, this thing was chipped to hell. So it's just a lot of grinding at 25-30 degrees to get those chips removed. Video 2, that's where we started grinding our bevel, and I'm pretty sure I was working at like my goal was like 18 or 20 degrees, but at some point I made a mistake, set my Tormek angle too low, and we're now at 16 degrees. Today, what we're gonna do, we're gonna just kind of finish off the grinding, make sure it looks nice and even from one end, from heel to tip, and then when that's done, I'm going to put a micro bevel on it at 25, so we have a 50-degree angle, so this thing can withstand some, you know, heavy-duty chopping and whatnot. I don't think it's actually going to get used once I'm done. I think this one might be a little too sentimental at this point, so I'm also putting an emphasis on, you know, the looks. So that's why I wanted that lower degree bevel, gives it that, you know, machete look, so to speak. So anyhow, everything's set up. Stone is soaked. I went ahead and set the angle before I turn on the camera. So I'll go ahead and zoom in and give you guys a closer look. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this blade up. Beautiful. So in that pass, I was able to put a nice consistent edge from one end to the other. No indication of the bevel rolling. And that's my goal. We're going to replicate that on this side, and we're done with the grinding process. This blade rusts super quick, so I'm just trying to get the water off as quickly as I can. Need to do one more bit of work on the heel from here to here. Now we're just gonna feather our way off of the stone. That way there's no abrupt change in the bevel. Well, I got some weird shit going on here. Front half's looking good, but I've got an overlapping bevel for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. And essentially what I'm trying to explain is, I should just show you. There's no explaining this. Hopefully this will show up on camera. But it looks like there's two bevels. One closer to the apex and one right above. It's not this, what's happening is not the end of the world. It's just, you know, personal preference. I did put a lot of time in this thing, so I want it to look as good as it can. A little more work in the middle. So, all right. Well, that's it for the grinding phase. That's it for the grinding phase of this project. Got a nice heavy burr. Gonna knock that guy off. But first we need to establish our micro bevel. I'm gonna go with a 25 degree. Make this thing durable. Go ahead and use our jig. And I'm just gonna crank that bad boy up. I don't like starting from the tip on pretty much any blade, especially these long ones. End up just getting water all over the place. Ooh. I had an itch under my eye and I thought I could thought I could scratch it real quick. Not a good idea. I could have gotten away with it on the 15 or the 16 degree, but I failed to realize this 25 degree has more bite. And this bitch wants to come back at me. Very nice. So we're gonna go tip to heel just for the sake of trying to keep water from getting everywhere. Oh yeah. That looks exactly how I hoped it would. Get all this water off. This thing rusts very quickly. Well, that's about as micro as a bevel can get. I think the last step here is the on the edge. How are we gonna do this? I don't know if the strop's gonna take this thick of a burr off, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that Japanese stone on here to assist with honing the 25 degree bevel there. And our stone washer, stone spacer just popped off. I don't know if you were with us yesterday, but we dismantled everything and cleaned, did some maintenance, re-greased the axle. So everything's nice and slippery. And I had a couple knives I had to sharpen this morning, so should be some water left in that stone. Alright, so we have our distance already established on this angle setter. And we're about 24, we want to bump up to 25. And we're ready to go. Let's see what side. Our bevel's on this side, so I'm going to attack from the opposite side. And that's going to thin the area between the apex of the blade and the burr. I just want to thin that as much as I can and knock it off gently. If I take that burr side and dig into this soft stone, it's going to tear it up. Work the tip a little bit there. Alright. I'm going to get you guys in closer again. I'm starting, as I spend time editing these videos, I kept noticing, like, geez, I'm a busybody. I always move before I never finish a sentence holding still. If I say I'm gonna go move the camera, I'm already 3 steps into it before I even finish that sentence. So the last couple times I filmed, I've tried to be mindful of that. So I'll say, let me go grab the camera. Now I'll go walk and get it, right? Well, come to find out, what I realized, you gotta pause a lot longer than you think. And I think the reason is because my life's happening in real speed, right? Real time. But the camera's filming at 60 frames per second. I thought that was interesting. Look how quick that blue is turning black. And that black is pretty even, which is good. So I would prefer to have contact from one end of the stone to the other at all times. It's not easy to achieve. And we're missing on your right side of the stone, because I was doing a serrated blade recently and I had to work that edge down. I had to ease the sharpness of this edge. There we go. I think one more pass on each side and the honing's complete. Let's get that tip. I've got a couple cool toys in my shopping cart right now. I've got the water catchment system that sits on the middle here. I've also got the brackets so I can have the same system that we have here on the back, but on the front. So it's a block that has creates a T. So this guy could stand up here and I can use the leather honing wheel and set an angle on it. So I'm kind of excited for that. It's like as I get better at this, and it starts to feel more natural, the next question is, what else can I do to step my game up? How can I get more precise? The water catchment tray for the top, that's just an OCD thing. I mean, it doesn't matter water's getting on here. I mean, there is an electric motor inside there, so I guess it does kind of matter. But nonetheless, it's just unsightly with all the dried up watermarks. And I just want one. The cool thing is too, this company that has all these parts, they're very fair in their pricing, unlike some people we know, or I'm sorry, some companies we know. Very soon, I think once a week I'm gonna do a video about kind of business. I think it's time to kind of dive into why Tormek's pricing is bad for sharpeners, because they've got to know their target market are sharpening businesses. And a good example, you know, this machete here, it rusts really quickly. Well, Tormek sells an anti-corrosion, anti-rust solution. But you know, I did some quick math, and it was like $4. I think it was like, I could be wrong. I probably shouldn't say this because I'm probably not accurate on this, but I thought it was like $4 per trough full of water with that solution, which will fact check me. But if that's the case, like, think about that. Like, that's insane. You know, if their cost for that solution was truly $2 per trough, I understand, but I don't buy it. I just don't believe it. I think they're being greedy. But yeah, anyhow. There's kind of a fine line between being profitable and being greedy. And sometimes you need to sacrifice profits for your customers. And are they accounting for the fact that solution is consumable? So they could straight put people on subscriptions, you know. That just means more money over the long term. If I ever get this to a point where, like, I have enough of a following, enough of a base, I'll start my own sharpening supply company, and I'll post my profits. I'll post costs if we get to that point. And we'll all share in on the savings together. But I get it. There's all kinds of, back-end costs to doing business. I'm a business banker. My wife owns a business. Like, I get it. But I have a sneaking suspicion that those guys are just greedy. I hope I'm wrong. And again, I very well could be wrong. But I brought all this up because this company that I'm buying these accessories from, like, their knife jigs look better than Tormek's, and they're cheaper. Alright guys, that's enough of that. Well, I just got great news from my wife. They're going to get dicks for dinner. If you live in Seattle area, you know. We just got one here in Everett, so 20-minute round trip. I'm gonna be getting nice and healthy for this winter. Well, that's it for the Indonesian machete here. You know, if you're starting out on this thing, go get yourself go to Walmart and get a machete, and you'll have to get this longer support bar, but just put in a bunch of time on that thing. Change the angles up, change your stones up, and what a great way to learn. I did that on this old machete here when I first got the Tormek. Just put tons of time on it, you know. But anyways, I am just so happy with the way this thing turned out. It is absolutely beautiful. It's going to be sharp enough. I was thinking we haven't stropped it, but I'm not really in the mood right now to spend my time stropping. I will do it, but not today. But let's see if at least we can cut some paper. We're going to do some forgiving paper first. All right. So this is printer paper. She's sharp, but is she wicked sharp? Uh-oh. We might not be wicked sharp. Pretty much wicked sharp. There's I could feel one spot grabbing on there. But that's what the stropping block's for. Well, thank you again for joining me on this Indonesian machete adventure. It's been a lot of fun. I guess there might be a part 4 where I just geek out on this thing one day and just strop the hell out of it and we razor sharp it. But until then, again, thank you. Please stab that fucking like button. It helps so much. My goal is 500 subscribers by the end of the summer. And boy, we're making momentum already. Like in the last week, you know, starting from nothing, we're almost at 20 already, which is awesome. Starting to see which videos y'all are liking and which ones you aren't. So I'm gonna start putting more focus on the good kind of content. And yeah, thank you again so much. All right, bye-bye.